Hi everyone, welcome back to episode I think 5 or 6 of the Shireen's Anyway series. I am so happy to have you here today. As you can tell from the title, today we're talking about why God lets you stay invisible and how to finally feel seen again. So if you're looking forward to what I have to say, if you're happy, you're excited, all the things, go ahead and like this video. It's my first time saying that. I never say this. I just realized I wasn't holding my mic. I wasn't holding my mic. Forgive me. Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. So today's the episode 5, I think, of the Shireen's Anyway series. And today is day one of this challenge I gave myself. Yesterday I mentioned that today I was starting a challenge, which is where I'll create a video every single day for the next 200 days, which means our challenge is ending on December 30th. And if there's anyone that wants to join me on this challenge, you're welcome to join me and start anywhere. I don't think I'll mention it in every single live, but I'll try as much as I can to mention it whenever I remember to do so. So we're ending on December 30th, and this is just me coming here live every single day and sharing with you guys with the sole intention of just making your life better. Whether you find this video today, tomorrow, or 10 years, 20 years, 1,000 years. Do you think YouTube will still be around in 1,000 years? I mean, I hope so. So in 1,000 years or 500 years, you find this video. I hope you're grateful that this girl showed up today and now you have this. So let's get into the video. I have my water here. I grab something to drink. I'm not sure how long this would be. You know how I am. I just flow. So this is for the woman who thinks she's been forgotten. Have you felt that way before? Have you asked yourself, God, when? God, I see it happening for others. Everyone around me is getting it, having new jobs, new opportunities. Everyone around me is striving, living their best life. Why am I still here, God? Why do I feel invisible? Yesterday, if you haven't checked it out, check out yesterday's video. I will try to link it into the description box. Not now, later, but I will do it. Yesterday I talked about how just because what was the episode again? Sorry guys, I have to remind myself. I have to remind myself. Find what I'm saying. Yes, yes. No, it wasn't. Oh, this episode again. Okay, this is real, you guys. Yes, it was. You gave it everything and it didn't clap. I have to remind myself. Okay. Yesterday's episode was it gave you everything and no one clapped for you. Today is why is God letting you stay invisible. So you see how like we're consistent with the theme here, which is the theme of feeling unseen, which is the theme of this series called Shireen and She Reigns Anyway series, where you reign despite your imperfections, even when you feel weird, even when you forget the title of your episode that you recorded yesterday, like I just did right now. You laugh your way through it and you keep moving and you keep pushing, you keep moving, which is what I'm doing right now. So yesterday I went so deep and told you why you feel bad when you give your everything. Okay, and we transmitted that completely. How when you give everything and no one claps, why that is perfectly okay. Why do I even want that? I break it down completely for you and I give you so much gold in that episode. So right after you're done with this episode, go and watch that. If you're watching 10 years from now, go and watch that. It's called You Gave It Everything and Didn't Clap. Watch it. Um Back to our topic for today. So we all feel forgotten sometimes. Okay, you're like God when God, I feel rejected. God, I feel invisible, right? Like yesterday, I'm giving my everything and I still feel invisible. And now you're asking the question, God, when? God, why are you doing this to me? You're asking the questions. I want to tell you that it's not rejection, it's initiation. Initiation into what you might ask. Initiation into the best version of yourself. Initiation into who you were born to be, into who you were meant to be. Okay? This episode is for the woman who feels like God has skipped her. Like I mentioned earlier, the woman who feels like all the good things are happening to everyone around her. The girl who feels like every good thing that every good thing she's not it seems like she's just not on God's list. Okay. But I want to tell you that that is simply not true. Even if there's one area of your life where you feel like, oh God, when, there are still other areas of your life where God is blessing you. Where God is blessing you. Those areas exist. But you're not aware of them because you're focusing on this one thing. You're making this one thing the reason why you're going to be miserable. Again, if you watch yesterday's episode, I told you about the dangers of putting conditions on your happiness. Go save that episode. It would literally change you. So God didn't skip you. He's preparing you. He's preparing you. He's shaping you. He's pruning you. Okay? You feel like you keep showing up, but no one is seeing you. No one is clapping. You keep showing up. No doors are opening. You feel overlooked. You feel overlooked. You feel alone. You feel like nobody cares you feel like nobody cares. Nobody gives a damn about what you're doing. But all this time, you're being initiated. Write it down. You are being initiated. You're being pruned into what? 3 words. The next best version. Okay? The next best version. In this episode, I'm literally sharing with my whole heart. I want to share why invisibility is a sacred setup. I want to share how to see it as preparation, not punishment. I want you by the end of this episode to see invisibility as preparation. Write it down. Preparation. Preparation for what? We're going to talk about it. As preparation and not punishment. I want you to see invisibility that way. If you're wondering why I'm looking down, I have a book here. Drop my water bottle. I have a book. I have a book here where I'm just like writing down some notes because I want to, and I think I like doing that. Maybe one day I'll make videos where I have a board and I write down stuff. That would be so much fun though. But for now, we're having fun with this setup. Let's continue. So I want you to understand that preparation, that invisibility is preparation and not punishment. And I want to tell you what you can do when you feel spiritually invisible, when you feel like you're showing up and you still feel invisible, and when you're in the place where you're literally asking God why He's allowing it, why He's letting this happen to you, when you feel like, why do I feel cast away? This video is for you. Your crown was never delayed. You were just being deepened. One more time. Your crown was never delayed. You were just being deepened. God was creating more depth in you, and I myself have experienced this in my life. I always say in my YouTube channel, in my life, I always say that I have not arrived. I don't think I'll ever arrive because life is a constant journey. And when you reach a new level, you feel like a beginner because you haven't mastered those skills. Okay. And I've been talking about this thing for the past couple of lives, which is break up with the outcome and marry the process. If you can just live by that sentence, your life will be so much easier. Break up with the outcome and marry the process. Okay. So when you feel like like you're pouring, you're being overlooked in a particular area of your life. It could be more than one. Who knows? But I'm sure you have something. That's why you're here. You feel overlooked. You feel alone. You feel like you feel invisible. And you're saying, God, why? You're not being delayed. You're being prepared. You're being deepened. You're being deepened. Why? Because you can't have a depth if you're not pruned. God is removing the parts of you that are no longer serving you, the parts of you that will not serve you in your next place. The other day, I was just thinking about this. How my business officially started in April 2025 when I launched my first offer. Okay. After wanting to do, after feeling like my whole life I was born to give kindness to others. My whole life I always felt like I was born to share. I was born to give. I love sharing. I love making people's lives better. That's what. That is what makes me come alive. Me being here, knowing that someone will watch this and benefit from it. Whether I say it tomorrow after I'm long dead, that makes me happy. That is why I was born, and I'm gonna keep showing up. Like I was another day, I was just thinking that. Sorry for the background noise. I was thinking that in April, my business started my first offer, which is what I call my one-to-one sessions, my clarity shift sessions with human. That's how. And I had all this excitement, right? I made this other offer that I will talk about later, which is exactly on visibility. I was so pumped up that April. And then when May came and I didn't get the results I wanted, guys, girls, I felt disappointed. I cried. I felt so heartbroken. I felt so sad. I was like, why? I was like, God, you gave me this idea. You told me to start a business. And I know I've not been the most obedient child ever. You know, when you told me to start a podcast, I waited 5 years before starting the podcast because I had so much fears. I felt like I had to be perfect. I felt like I had to be cookie cutter. I felt like I had to look a certain way. Like my stutter that you can hear had to be gone completely. I had all those ideas in my head. What if everyone makes fun of me? What if I'm humiliated? What if I fall on my face and people laugh at me? I'm human, guys. I'm human, girls. I had all those ideas, and I finally started the podcast. And even then, I wasn't consistent. I was afraid. I wasn't showing up as my full self. I was giving so much value. If you want to see those episodes, they're here on YouTube. But then it's just like the podcast episode, so there's no face. I mean, like there's no visual, just audio. You can watch those. When I first started, that version of human, it's still there, and it will stay there forever because I want people to see my evolution, see my growth, to see that they can do it too. So I was doing that. I was doing that. Then I realized that, you know what? If I keep waiting to be perfect, that will never come. I knew one thing. I was born to give clarity to others. I was born to shift lives. And I always thought, how do I do that? I was the girl that would give advice to people, that would share. People will come and tell me, oh my goodness, how do you always know what to say, human? The girl with the stutter, who thought she had to wait to be perfect, was already impacting lives around her and she couldn't even see it. Sometimes when you're in something too much, you can't really see it. You can't really see it when you're too much in something. You have to have that outside perspective. You have to learn to have that outside perspective. You have to know your blind spots. And by the way, if you want a good way to do that, I have a free offer that I created just for you. It's called Free Crown Code. It's not called Free Crown Code. What am I saying? It's called Crown Code. The codes for you to remember your crown is, guys, an 11-day coronation journey where each day you unlearn a lie about yourself. Do you know how deep that is? Those lies that are running in your brain, 95%, you can't really see them. They're just running behind the scenes. But now I'm literally putting those thoughts that are in your head. I went inside your head, and I'm bringing them out, and I can see them on paper one by one. And even if the one I write down is not the exact lie, I promise you, those lies will help reveal the lies you have to yourself. And each day is a new one. It's not just the lies. It's the lies. It's the revelation of how to shift from those lies. Those lies, sorry. And then on each day, I have a crown that you should remember. But before that crown, I have what I call an empress move, something that you should do that will really shift you. Because people always say, I don't know if you heard this before, people always say that the way to grow faster is to do the things that scare you the most. So I help you find that lie. I help you have the revelation on how to see yourself completely different, how to alchemize that lie and turn it into gold. And then I give you an empress move that if you do by the 11th day, you will be different. You'll remember 11 crowns. I just felt a drop in my stomach as I said that. Remember your 11 crowns. I was thinking that I don't want people to pay for this. I want this to be available for everyone. I want every woman to be able to hold her crown. So I made this offer for free. Now, if the link is in my description box below, click it. When you click it, the email might be in your spam, check your junk, and download it and start the work. If you're here, I'm guessing that you're not an average woman. Because an average woman will not click on the video that says, why God let you be why let you God stay invisible? Why God let you stay invisible, sorry. An average woman will not be watching a video of a girl who looks, I was about to say very regular. I'm not regular. I'm watching a video of a girl who doesn't have fancy editing, who doesn't have the fancy scam. I'm recording with my phone on StreamYard. On StreamYard. Because as it is now, I have 22 subscribers. I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. I have 22 subscribers and you need 50. You need 50 to go live on YouTube from your phone. So the quality is not that great. But you are the woman who doesn't care about quality of the image or the sound. You're the woman who cares about the transmission. You're the woman who cares about what is being said. You're the woman who cares about what she's saying. Can she transform me? Can she take me from this point where I am to another point? If I watch a video, can she help me travel this journey? Can she tell me why God allowed me to be invisible? And can she teach me how to finally feel seen again? Can she teach me how to let go of all of these feelings? Yes, yes. Stay tuned, stay here. Okay? As you're here, if you like, download the Crown Code. Because every single day here, like I just told you, for the next 200 days, so for the next 200 days, which is December 30th, I'm showing up every single day for you. Imagine who it would be though. I wanted the women that would be with me on this journey. Oh my goodness. The women who each life, God, will transform their life. God, each life will make them better. Each life will anoint them, will catapult them into who they were born to be. That is my desire for this journey. That is the reason why I'm here. For you. Okay? So the crown code does not replace these lives that I'm doing with you. But you know what it does? It empowers you to stop seeking permission. It empowers you to stop looking outside of yourself. Okay? It makes you realize that all the resources, all the gifts are within you. All you're doing is mining by remembering those crowns, by embodying the Empress code, by taking the Empress move, taking action every single day, despite the fear, by looking the lie in the face and saying this is not me. When you look at those lies that I give you every single day in the crown code, each day you see the lies, look at the lie and say, this is not me. And you know what? I have an idea right now. I have an idea. I just love how I'm so random, guys. But it's not random because it's all aligned, right? Amen to that. Amen to that. So I wanted to open the crown code right now. Oh my god. I feel like maybe we can do this thing where we look at the lies, each day lies. We look at the lies from each day. And we can analyze it together. We can incorporate it into each life. I think it'll be fun. So day one. The lie for day one is if I'm not seen, I don't matter. If I'm not seen, I don't matter. How aligned is that to this episode though? Isn't this God? And then I have like the unmasking. It's long, I'm not gonna read the whole thing. Which literally goes to the heart. It finds your heart. It removes, unmask all of the fake mask you were wearing around this lie. All the gunk that were around you. That were telling you that if I'm not seen, I don't matter. It unmasks all of those things. Download the copy of the crown codes, guys. You want to have this on your journey. Okay? Then we have the revelation. Then I want to read the crown code, which is like the code of, like the crown of remembrance for today. For day one. It says, I was not made for recognition. I was built for reign. I am already crowned, wholly undeniable, especially in silence. I am already crowned, wholly undeniable, especially in silence. Can we just take a moment to see how aligned this is? And by the way, when I showed up live today, I did not plan to open this crown code. I just thought, and as I'm led by the spirit, I didn't plan to open this. But lo and behold, these days, this day one is perfectly aligned to what we're talking. And I trust that day two, when I show up tomorrow, will be aligned to. Then we're gonna go deeper and we're gonna break it down because I want you to wear your crown. Okay? As I teach you, if you don't remember the crown, it's not gonna land very well. Because you always feel like I'm gassing you up, like I'm lying to you. You're not gonna believe it. Right? If it's a very beautiful girl, I tell her, you're very beautiful, and she doesn't believe it. It's not gonna register in her psyche, in her heart. She would think I'm just trying to make her feel better about herself because she doesn't believe she's beautiful. Because there are lies in her subconscious mind, her 95%, that tell her that she's ugly, maybe. What else? That tell her that she's not good enough. Ugly, not good enough, and all the other things. So when I tell this girl that she's beautiful, she won't believe me because of these lies. These lies that you can uncover with the crown codes. And you can begin to really see the entities that are behind the scenes sabotaging the things you want to create in your life. This is free, guys. Someone told me, and I know I want to give saying this because it's true. Someone I care about very close to me told me to charge for this. And then for a second, I was going to. And I was like, no, at least not for this year. At least for this next 200 days, until like while I'm doing this challenge, this crown coat is going to be free. After then, on December 31st, I'll decide if I want to make it paid or if I want to keep it free, I'll decide. But for now, until December 30th, I guarantee you it's going to be free. I guarantee you it's going to be free. So download it. Download it. And if you want to go deeper, if you not only want to remember the crowns, unlearn the lies. If you want to make your subconscious mind work for you, oof, what does that mean? If you want your subconscious mind to be on your side, to defend you, to push you further instead of dragging you back, the thing that sabotages you, the thing that makes you do the things that you don't want to do. If you want that thing to start working on your behalf, you want to be in crown activation. I'm telling you, what did I say? You want to be in crown activation. The price is what? $111. That is it. That is it. For work that can change your life. Work that is actually worth thousands of dollars. I'm making it my entry level. I'm making the baseline for you because I want to see you win. I want to see you win. I want your subconscious mind to work for you, to push you further, to unlearn, not only unlearn things, but you can unlearn things in the crown code. In the crown activation, you embody everything. And then you make those parts of you that are against you become your allies. When they become your allies, you become unstoppable. Unstoppable. Okay? So when you're invisible, it's what? Preparation. Preparation to make you deeper, to make you a better version of yourself. Sorry, my phone dropped. This happened yesterday too. I'm not sure what keeps happening. Preparation, y'all. Okay? God didn't forgive you. I mean, sorry, God didn't forget you. God didn't forget you. I know the pain of coming, sharing, giving your everything, and feeling like you have crickets. But I want to tell you that it's not what you think it is. Like I said, it's not a punishment. It's a test to see, are you doing it for are you doing it for, how do you call it again? The clout? Are you doing it for the clout? For the attention? Or are you doing it because it's for your purpose? Are you doing it to shift lives? Are you doing it because you want to make the world a better place? I'm getting emotional. Are you doing it because you want to make the world a better place? Or are you doing it because you just want clout? Why are you doing it? What is your reason? What is your why? Because you're asking God, why am I invisible, God? And God is asking you, why are you doing this? And now He's watching to find out. That pain, it's time for you to no longer hide from me. Don't hide from that pain. Embrace that pain. Because it wants to teach you. It wants to take you to the next level. Okay? It wants to deepen you into a better version of yourself. Okay? In the Bible, whether you're a Christian, by the way, I'm going to keep saying this throughout this journey, whether you're a Christian, a Muslim, a Buddhist, or any other religions, you're welcome here. My channel, my space is not just for one religion, it's for all people who want to become the next best version of themselves. But because I am Christian, I'll be referring to the Bible a lot. That is not to turn you off. It's not to push you away. It's not a superiority complex. No. I think you can tell by this time that I am not like that. If you can't tell, well, you didn't judge me correctly. Think again. Because that is not why I'm doing it. So in the Bible, wilderness seasons were not abandonment. When they were in the wilderness, there were always seasons of preparation. My studying is coming out. There were always seasons of preparation. David was anointed king and then sent back to be a sheep. Sorry, sent back to be a shepherd. Sent back to be a sheep. I'm so sorry. That was so funny. Sent back to be a sheep. David was anointed as a king and then sent back to be a shepherd. Okay? Because the calling is instant. Write this down. When you are called to do something, like how I was called to start my business in April, I was probably called before that, but I couldn't see it because I didn't believe in myself. I had too many lies. Get the crown coat and unlearn your lies. The calling is instant. Instant. Okay? The calling happens instantly. But the becoming is a part that we think is not fun. Becoming is a part that we don't want. The part we want to skip. The calling is instant, and most of us want the becoming to be instant too. We want to microwave the becoming. We want to press a button and become. It doesn't work that way. Because in the becoming is where he prunes you. In the becoming is where he makes you a better person. It's where he makes it's where he makes you who you were born to be. It's where you are molded, crafted into the best version of yourself. That is in the becoming. This part can be very painful, or not. Or not. It can be very easy. Okay, in crown activation, description, I think the link is not in the description box. The link is not there actually. In crown activation, the link to my website is in the description box. Crown activation is there. In crown activation, which is my latest course, as it is now, I literally make becoming fun. I teach you how to, all the parts of you that are resisting the becoming. By the way, I have an episode here on YouTube which is called, I forgot the title. See, guys, I forget things a lot. What the title, but it's a Romance 7 approach to parts. A romance, you can search in my channel. It's, yes, I think it's something around, if you keep making the same mistakes. So if you keep repeating the same mistakes, watch that episode, and it's a Romance 7 approach. Where I pretty much break down why you keep making the same mistakes and how you can stop doing that. I break it down. And then in the chorus crown activation, I go even deeper. And I literally help you make the parts of you that are against you, within you, for you. We hack the system in that course. Jesus spent 30 years hidden for a 3-year public ministry. The calling was instant. Jesus was called before he was even born. But the becoming took time. You can't microwave a becoming, but you can have fun along the journey. You don't know when it will happen. Okay. David didn't know when he would become king. Joseph didn't know. Yes, he was Joseph. Yeah, he didn't know when he would become king of Egypt. He didn't, but the calling was instant. The becoming took time. Becoming is not a straight line. But guess what? There's a secret to accelerate the becoming. Today I promise you that I'll tell you how to feel sin again. I'm about to drop a little piece of that puzzle. But first let me tell you how to make becoming easy. Simple. 2 words. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Resisting to what? God, your life, your calling, your pruning. Allow God to prune you. Make yourself open to the pruning. You just might enjoy it. You're like, yo, man, you are crazy. How will I enjoy the pruning? You can only find out when you finally stop resisting. You have to stop resisting that process. Okay? You're not gonna again. I told you I'll teach you how to feel seen. It's a very much internal process. You think feeling seen, you feel seen when you have billions of views. That is not the case. That is not how you finally feel seen. You feel seen when you stop externalizing that process and you start internalizing it. I have an issue saying certain words with my stutter. Internalizing, externalizing. There you go. When you make it, when you go within, and you're no longer so much in the outside world, thinking, what will happen if I push this, push that? And you're just like, you go within, you internalize it. How do you do that? By focusing on you and God. I have a course called Zero Views Fully Crowned. The name tells you everything. And I'll tell you more about it now. Whether you have 0 views or whether you have 1,000 views, feeling seen is a very much internal process, like I just told you right now. Feeling seen is not about the amount of views you have. You can have 1 billion views and still feel unseen. You can have 0 views and feel seen. It's not external, it's very much internal. So right now I want you to write this down. I release external expectations. Write it down, please. Expectations around how things should be. How things should be. I go within because all the joy and answers can be found only there, or can be found in only, or can only be found there, can only be found there. You're not gonna feel seen if you have more views. That's the answer. Even if right now, by divine intervention, oof, I'm getting emotional because I feel your pain. I'm still there. I'm gonna share all these golden nuggets right now, and maybe the human being that I am, tomorrow I might be sad about having 1 view, and that's okay because, like I keep telling you, like I told you, and I explained so well in crown activation, which is my course, my latest course. No, crown activation. I told you that an empress is not afraid to return. In fact, the empress is the one that can return over and over and over again and still hold her crown, hold her energy, and not bow to her limitations. Can you do that? If you can return over and over again and not bow, that's what makes you an empress. It's not the views. 0 views fully crowned. It's a visibility course. Okay? Being fully crowned is not about how many views you have. It's about how you feel about yourself internally. It's not about the validation, you know. It's about the confirmation. And confirmation comes from God, not the world. Confirmation that your calling is real. If you believe in your calling, it's been confirmed. You have to release attachment to the expectation, to what might happen, to the outcome. Release it now. Right now, just say, I release. I release the outcome. I release the outcome. And 0 is fully crowned. I tell you, what will I tell you? I show you how to laugh at your 0 views. It's so simple, but it's deep. Because until you laugh, you're always going to keep feeling bad. I don't want you to be the person that grows and has a billion views, and now you feel bad. And if you're watching me and you have multiple views, if you're watching me and you have, visibility, and you still feel bad, you want to be in zero is fully crowned. Because it will teach you how to no longer externalize your success, externalize your value, externalize your feelings in as you will no longer externalize those things. Like you can see how I am putting so much effort into saying the word externalize. Yeah. Start where you are, but start. It's a journey. Once you start, it's not going to be like this, but it can feel easy if you have the right tools. It can feel easy if you have the right support. If you want to talk to me ever about anything on your heart, I have one-to-one sessions. Link in my description box. If you want to post in, if you want me to witness you, I'm here. I'll be more than happy to do so. If you decide not to, that's okay. Because like I've said before, the money comes from God. And I believe that God will have me well paid. Because God didn't call me to put me to shame. God didn't call me to embarrass me. God didn't call me to disgrace me. He called me because he knew that I had to become something. Someone. And now I am in that journey of becoming. Will I know what will happen? I just told you that I'm in this 200 day, 200 video challenge. Fun that I'm doing. And believe it or not, I'm not doing it for the views. I'm not doing it for the comments, subscribers. No. I'm doing it genuinely from my heart because I feel like every single day I will show up, I will shift the life. As I'm shifting lives, whether it happens today, tomorrow, oh my stomach is growling. Today, tomorrow, after I am gone from this planet, I'll be so grateful. I'll be so grateful. Being unseen is not the same as being forgotten by God. Sometimes when you're unseen, it could be in your marriage, it could be with your children, it could be in your business, it could be online. When you're unseen, it doesn't mean that you're forgotten. You have to divorce that idea in your mind. Invisibility does not mean you're forgotten. Invisibility means you're becoming, you're being prepared. Why God lets you stay invisible? Because He's building your root system before He reveals your fruit. Have you ever seen someone's like you're planting a seed today and tomorrow you're saying, I want to eat the fruit? It doesn't happen that way. Now, lo and behold, your tree, your seed can grow in one day. People have those moments all the time. People have accelerations. People have quantum jumps. People collapse time, and they do something that would have taken most people 10 years. They do it in 2 days. These things happen. It happens. But in those 2 days, listen very carefully. In those 2 days, that person grew the entire 10 years. So it might look like the person skipped steps. The person didn't skip any steps. The person just traveled fast through that journey, collapsing time. But the same thing happened because we were surrendered to God, because they were focused, they were internal, they went within, they were not focused on the noise. They didn't even feel those things. It felt so light because why God was carrying them. They allowed God to carry them. They didn't try to carry this entire burden by themselves on their own. They allowed God to carry them. Okay. Because premature visibility can collapse identity. Sometimes when you have visibility too soon, when you haven't really branded yourself, even a little bit, it can cause you to be the person that has millions of views and yet you still don't feel seen because you didn't learn it. Either way, it's fine because you're gonna learn it. But it's much easier, I think, to not tie your worthiness to your views when you have none than when you have a lot. Because then your mental health becomes so fickle. Today they like you, you're happy. Tomorrow they don't like you, you're unhappy. You're going through a roller coaster of emotions every single day. What if the reason why you're invisible is because God wants to protect you from that pain? And if you feel that pain of having many views and still feeling unseen, I'm giving you a virtual hug right now. You're gonna be okay. You're really okay. If you want to learn how to laugh, how to ring, and how to invoice with or without followers, Zero Views Fully Count is where you need to be. It's a place for you. Own it. Decide that I deserve the best. I deserve to charge. Whether I have a business, I've had music, I had views for years, and I haven't charged. I deserve to charge if I want to. I deserve to take a step, a bold step, in the direction of my purpose. Okay? Because God wants you crowned in the secret place before the spotlight. Be crowned in the secret place before the spotlight. What does that mean? Go within, crown yourself. I have a 4-step process. So in my work that I call the Empress Journey. And by the way, oh my goodness, I would love to talk about the Empress Journey. Maybe after I'm done with the Students Anyway series. I have another series in mind after this series. If you want me to talk about the Emperor Journey series first, I think I'm really needing that narration too. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know, and I'll definitely take that into consideration. I have that 4-step process that I call the Empress Journey. And in the Empress Journey, the bottom step, the first step, so it's like the highest level. The first step is what I call the uninitiated Empress. The Empress that's not initiated yet. She's not an Empress, but because she's not initiated, she doesn't know. She gives away her power. She blames others for her mistakes. She's scared. She's always hiding. She sabotages a lot. Then in step 2, I have the hurt wandering Empress. But now she's aware that she's an Empress, right? She's not so much giving her power away all the time, but she's still giving it away in a way that she thinks all the answers are outside of her. She thinks all the answers are outside. So she goes around looking for the answers. She doesn't blame people for her mistakes, but she buys 1,000 books. She goes to all the conferences, but still, she feels like the change she wants to see in her life, she's not really seeing that change. And I have a feeling that most people who are watching me right now, or some of them, a chunk of it might be hurt wandering empresses, where they are aware of the hurt and they are wondering. They are looking everywhere except for within. This is why people think you have to go within. And this is the step where the chronicles will literally shift you. Actually, the chronicles will help anyone, but I feel the chronicles will help like the 3 top stages a lot more. Because yesterday I spoke about this in my life. You can't solve a problem that you're not aware of. Okay. If I spill water on the floor, and now I say, okay, I spilled water, I'm aware of the problem. I'm gonna get a mop and mop it. If I spill water and I don't know I spilled water, that's very dangerous because now I can hurt myself. I can trip and fall. Somebody else can trip and fall. And now because I don't even know that I spilled water, that problem guaranteed will never get solved. So the hurt wandering empress is aware of her pain. She's aware of it. But she's looking everywhere except for herself. Which is why the crown codes will help her become aware of those lies, of those limitations. That way she can remember her crown. And now we're getting to this juicy level. The top 2 levels are amazing. Like the 5 empresses. We get to the Empress Awakening. When now she's no longer like wandering. She still does some wandering from time to time. She's a person. She makes mistakes. But now she's aware that she has to go within. And she has taken that step. Because to become an Empress Awakening, you come here, you go within, and you bring out your crown and you hold your crown in your hand. And it's training, it's really scary. I myself, I'm gonna be very honest, I feel like I'm still in this stage. But sometimes, you know, I've brought up my crown, but sometimes I'm so afraid to put it in my head. So I'm still parts of me are still very much in this stage. Not all of me. Parts of me are also in the highest level, which I'll talk about. But parts of me are still in the stage where you're holding your crown. You're scared, but hold it. Do not put it back. Hold it. Look at it. Embrace it. Marvel at it. That's the Empress awakening. You're beginning to awaken. And what's that awakening? Awakening to your power. Being comfortable holding your crown. Being comfortable looking at your power. No longer afraid and terrified of your power. That is what that is. The next step, which is like the highest level, is the sovereign awakened empress. When she takes it and she crowns herself, that is the highest level. So I feel like all of us, we have to walk this journey, not just once. Like I told you, an empress is the one that returns. There are areas of your life where you might be the sovereign awakened empress, just top fire, businesswoman, go getter. You're just getting it in that area of your life. There are areas maybe you're holding the crown in your hands, and there are areas where you're still the heart wandering empress. So you're looking for answers everywhere except for within. Okay. I'm not perfect, but I'd love to work with you on this journey if you choose me. Okay. Then there are areas where you might even be the uninitiated empress. But you're not even aware. Actually, that's not even true. I feel like if you're the uninitiated empress, you wouldn't even be here right now. Because I struggle to say that word. Help me please, guys. Girls. The un the uninitiated empress. I can say initiated. The uninitiated empress is the one that she's not even aware of her problems. She's not even aware of what she needs to of where she needs to get better. She's not even aware of how she needs to get better. She's not aware of where there's improvement. She's not even aware of that. If you're here, it's because you have that awareness. So I don't think you're uninitiated. Maybe you might be in some areas, and maybe the crown codes will help shed light to those areas, and you can become aware of those areas where you're uninitiated. You can remember the crown, you can embody the crown in crown activation. And if you want to laugh, reign, and invoice with or without followers, you want to be in zero fully crowned. Okay. This entire series of streams, anyways, is to really help you no longer tie your worthiness to visibility, no longer tie your worthiness to how you look, to external motivation, to external things, but know that your worthiness is within. Whether you have 1 or a billion views, you're worth the same. Whether you started like me or not, you're worth the same. I was a girl who was always afraid that I'll be humiliated if I spoke. But somehow that same girl who started since she was 5 years old to this day, that same girl was the one people were saying, your voice is killing me. That same girl who started was the one people were telling her, you always give the best advice. How do you know what to tell me? How do you know? How can you tell me something and I can journey from point A to point B? How do you do so effortlessly, women? Because it's my gift. And having the gift and sharing the gift are two different skill sets. And now I'm in that becoming journey myself. I'm there myself. And the work in crown activation is putting my subconscious on my side. And I'm remembering that an empress is an empress because she's not afraid to return. She will return over and over again. She's not afraid of returning. Returning to what? To witnessing the parts of it that are not the real you, witnessing those parts and elevating from there, from those places. Seeing the lie, not being afraid to look at the lie, looking at the lie in the face and saying, this is not me. So get the crown codes, look at those lies and say, this is not me. Even go deeper, and for each day when you look at the lie, ask yourself, like, do you feel trigger? What do you feel in your body? What you feel, write it down. And then ask yourself, what other lies am I holding on to that are tied to this topic? Write those down. Look at them on paper and say, I rebuke this is not me. This is not me. And then crown yourself, unmask, crown yourself, make the Empress move. And if you want, go into crown activation, where your subconscious becomes your ally. Okay? I still have so much I want to talk about. Oh my god. Today I went so deep into areas I wasn't planning on going deep. I have my notes here and I didn't I spoke more. I went deeper on certain parts and now I have all these parts that I haven't discussed with you for this episode and I'm going to do 10 more minutes. Is that okay? So I can just quickly go over the other parts. I don't think I won't be able to go deep into them, but we're gonna quickly skim through those parts so we can finish finish the episode with our crown on. Let's continue. If the applause anchors you, silence will crush you. One more time. If the applause, one clap for you, if that is what anchors you, makes you feel like you're something, that silence will always crush you. If the views validate you when you're in the valleys, when you're in the down, it will dismantle you. If the views validate you, valleys will dismantle you. God lets you be invisible to root yourself in Him. God wants you to ground yourself in Him and not the world. And not the world. Ground yourself in God and not the world. Okay? I myself, like I told you, this is something that I'm very much myself. I'm very much in. I haven't completely overcome this. And who does? Okay? My mentor, someone I admire, someone on YouTube, so much on YouTube, she said, inner work happens in stages. That you get to level one, then you get to level two. In the same thing, there can be a billion levels in the same thing, infinite levels in the same thing. So if it feels like you're learning the same lessons, ask yourself, am I repeating the same level? Am I going deeper in the same topic, but not a deeper level? Okay. Get calm clothes. It's free. That way you can remember your crowns, and then you can actually look at you can look at your life, the areas that scare you, with full courage and boldness. Okay. But for me, like I was saying, I'm still experiencing this very much so. And when I do, I remember that emphasis return. I return to myself. I remember my crown. I remember my crown. And I wear it again. I literally crown myself over and over again. There are days when I want to just not do it. But then I remember that it is safe for me to become better. And I keep it pushing. Okay. So I have a practice there for you that I want to share. It's called the Reseen Reset, where you can really make peace with that pain of why God is letting you stay invisible. So let's do it. Close your eyes. Close your eyes, please. I'm gonna turn off my camera now just so I can just like do this myself and myself. So I can do this myself too. 1 second. Okay, let's continue. So close your eyes and say, God, see me now. God, see me now. Imagine God gazing on you, gently, proud, present, grateful that you haven't given up, grateful that you're still here. So proud of the person, the woman you become. So proud of the woman you're becoming. So grateful that you're here now and that you're willing to allow Him to prune you and that you've decided that it gets to be easy. You've decided that with the right support, it gets to be fun. Ask, where have you been meeting me while I felt hidden? Ask God, where have you been meeting me while I felt hidden? Ask God, where have you been meeting me? Where have you been elevating me when I still felt so small? Because you know what? Like I mentioned in the very beginning of the episode, there's one place where you feel like, God, I'm invisible here. But then there are other places where it's elevating you and you can't even see it because you're focused on the things that are not working. You're focused on the areas where He wants to prune you. Say, repeat after me. I no longer measure my worth by who sees me. I no longer measure my worth by who sees me. I rest in who sent me. God sent me, and I rest in His presence. This will train you to find safety in the pruning, not in the world, not in social proof, not in the sales, not in the views, the followers, etc. Now declare, God did not forget me. He was forming me. The hiding was not rejection. The hiding was refinement. I am crowned today and forever. Even in the silence, especially in the silence, I am chosen, even in secret. Let it land. You did it. I'm back. You did it. You did it. And we're done with this episode, y'all. That was long. This is the longest episode I've done so far, and I went really deep, and I shared so much, my whole heart, and no more holding back. I'm gonna keep sharing, keep showing up, keep giving. But now I have to go. This was so much fun. I didn't think I'll stay for this long, but God surprised me. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you the day after. And if you're watching this, whenever you're watching this, thank you for being here. I really hope you got something valuable out of this. Whether you like, comment, or go deeper with me, it's entirely your choice. But if you feel the calling, if you feel like I want to work with her, don't hold yourself back. Give yourself the permission. Give yourself the permission to do so. But for now, give yourself the crown code because it's free. Because you deserve to crown yourself. You deserve to remember your crown. You deserve to look at the lies and see this is not me. The crown code is free of charge for you until December 30th, like I said. December 30th. Time goes by really fast. So I'll see you in the next one tomorrow. Bye. I love you so much. Mwah.